founded in 1922, and that just happens to be the same time that the state, the Republic of Ireland, was founded. And just to give you a core connection, Michael Collins is one of our first members, and he owned Kerry Blues, and at that time in 1922, everybody in Dublin wanted to own a Kerry Blue because Michael Collins had it. So this gives you a little bit of a background behind that. When we were originally founded, we registered 450 dogs when we broke away from the kennels of the UK. And of those, 2/3 of them were Kerry Blues. How times change. To give you an idea where we are at the moment, last year we registered 20,000 dogs. Our members, 23,500. Quite a lot. Associate members maybe, they don't really, and they just, when they do business with us, they must become a member because we're a non-profit organisation. We license and organise 350 events nationally all over the island, including Northern Ireland. And they will be breed shows, speciality shows, field trials, obedience, agility, and so on. We have 193 affiliated clubs. Of those, 60 of them are breed clubs, the rest are for various disciplines in sports, agility, etc. So we have a really broad coverage in the island of Ireland and a big membership of committed dog people. So that's just to give you a feel of the Irish Kennel Club and where we're coming from and what we might be able to bring to you guys. We're members of the FCI, which is the Federation Cynological International. It's like the EU for dogs, for want of a better word, but it's actually worldwide as well. And we have an influential part in that, and we can help and lobby internationally for various dog events. So that's something that might be an aspect that could be useful for this kind of a grouping and whatever we do out of this. We also insist that all dogs registered with the Irish Kennel Club are microchip identified and have done so since 2006. And we are members of the EuroPetNet, which is an internationally recognised database for all our dogs. We are for all dogs. The concept might be that we're only interested in pedigree dogs. That's wrong. We actually are for all dogs. We do specialise in pedigree dogs and specific breeds, but we also register and have in our books non-pets, crossbreeds, etc. What do? We oversee, legislate and record responsible dog breeding and responsible dog ownership, ensuring that the health and welfare of the dog is of the utmost importance. We enforce this by censuring any of those found in breach of our code of ethics, or any of those convicted of animal welfare abuse. We also produce health profiles of breeds and indeed individual dogs, so that hereditary diseases and conditions can be controlled or eliminated. And you get a picture there of a body that's interested in how dogs are bred in the correct manner, how their background, their health is important, to check up regularly. We can do that because we have lineage back and we can check the parentage and establish if something is hereditary. Something you can't do unless you can trace back their parentage. A large part of what we do is try and create public awareness of the positive qualities that dogs have brought to society and the way that they have enriched our lives in so many ways. And I don't have to tell you the new innovations that come on board later and are only coming to light now across the world of the things that dogs can do. The undiscovered charter territories, the senses that they have, the things they can detect that medicines can't. And there is a medical acceptance now that dogs can detect medical conditions much quicker and much sharper than an X-ray or a doctor ever can. It's a new area, it's only opening up. It's virgin territory, it's something that's really important. With this in mind, we had this concept last year that we would have an event to draw public awareness to the special things dog brings in society. We saw the negativity about puppy farmers, about dog attacks, and we said, you know what, there's another big side to this that the public are not getting. Because good news doesn't make good news, if you know what I mean. Bad news always seems to get much more attention. So we launched what we called, and some of you would be aware of it, the Golden Paws Award. which was for hero dogs in Ireland. And we asked people from all over Ireland to submit their stories, the special things and the difference that dogs made to their life. And that's when I got my first close look at everything that you guys do. I got a really first-hand opportunity to meet you. I think a lot of you here, dogs that were in your charity were nominated for it. A lot of them made the final. Of the finals, 80% of them were from the type of qualities that you guys have instilled in dogs. And the stories were incredible. I, for the first time, got the idea of the difference it makes to families. I always had a concept maybe how it might affect the child, especially in the autism case. But I didn't get the concept of the positivity and the difference it made to families, like being able to go to the supermarket on holidays, and you know all this better than I do. And the overall winner actually was a dog, an assistance, autism assistance dog from Water. Interacted terrific, and you could see the difference it made, and the story from the parents and the child and the whole family was incredible, and that won the overall award. So it's a recognition and public recognition. We were lucky to be able to get coverage on the Late Late Show, on quite a lot of the channels and newspapers and radios and so on, and it's an event we're thinking of continuing on. The main idea is to bring public awareness of all these things. So besides telling each other we're great, which we've all done, where do we go? What can we do from now? How do we make a difference? And this is really what I think we're trying to figure out. We're very fragmented. That's the trouble. Very fragmented. There's all little organisations, everyone has their own identity, all trying for the one thing, all trying to achieve the same thing, but really no direct lobby. Everybody working, paddling their own canoe. I even got into trouble with that during the Golden Paws final. I had to be very careful with the names I was calling the various charities because there were such differences that I didn't understand at the time. So I had to be very careful choosing the words. So this is a problem because you're not getting your message out. It's fragmented. I think what you really need is to form a working party. Form a working party that's going to put together the idea of an umbrella group that's been proposed earlier on by the lady from the Netherlands. An umbrella group to look after you. But first of all, a working group to get the format for that. The thing about it is you're going to have to sell this concept to two people, and we all know this. The general public, they think with their heart. The politicians, they think with their head and their pocket. So there's two different approaches you're going to have to get. If there's enough public opinion, they'll sway the politicians. If you make the politician think there's something worthwhile they're going to save in their health budget or something like that, or it's a worthwhile social thing, they'll make it happen for you. Key elements of this should be that there has to be some form of criteria and a form of accreditation for groups and individuals offering services in these areas. So you're going to have to get some kind of legislation in that respect. Even if it's only personal and internally within that you form your own self-regulation until the government is in a position to maybe give it official status. You have to start a approach of lobbying government for support and recognition. That's in two areas. Financial, yes, of course. Regulation, indeed, for individuals and for the services. I mean legal regulations from a government perspective. Public awareness campaign is something you're really going to have to do as well. The public have to be aware, not that I am a purple charity inside and I do great work for people, not that I am whatever you like to call it. It has to be the actual job that the dogs do. You have to have focus on, you know what, autistic assistance dogs do this, and get that concept out to the public without branding it necessarily to any organisation. And that's where the working party or an umbrella group can come into. It can speak on behalf of the dogs rather than the organisation. Now, the umbrella group would of course have to be made up of the members of the organisations that you guys all represent. And you of course would have a big part in it. And I would say, I think earlier on we heard about lobbying for finance. I think that should be the remit of the umbrella group. If you leave it to individuals, the stronger ones who have the corporate type PR marketing and will do all that are going to swallow it all up. Whereas if you actually do it under the format of a joint application, it's easier for politicians to deal with. They can talk to one group or one group of people rather than 26 maybe all over the country. And you'll be able to get your message across, easier for them to understand, and the regulations should be easy to put in place now. So, how can the Irish Kennel, besides preaching here, how can we actually help? Yes, first of all, financial help. We are willing, if you want to put a format together of a working group, we can help with the financing that. I'm not saying pay for everything at all, but we can definitely help, and I'm giving you this commitment here and now that we will help to put together, if you want to put together a work group, we will help some way in financing that. I think that's going to be important. We can help by our personnel. As I told you, the amount of events, we have 350 events all over Ireland. 20,000 members, personnel running all types of events over Ireland. We can create an awareness within our membership of the services that you do, and both localise, whether you're in any part of Ireland, we'll have it close to you in that area. And we can engage with them and ask them to give you some kind of facility in that area to help you out, whether it's a stand at their shows, or some financial help, or maybe running a little event for you to help you with your charity. We will definitely offer free microchip and identification onto our database for all dogs that are involved in any of the legitimate signed-off programs. That's commitment. We have been, and the nature of our businesses, we have been since 1922 breeding and training dogs for specifics, for health and for characteristics. That's what breeds, and it's nothing strange that Labradors and Golden Retrievers are dogs that seem to be part or crossbred in a lot of what you do. That's not an accident. That's generations and centuries of selective breeding to have those type of qualities. That's what that is, and that's what you're getting there. So we have breeders who are dedicated and clubs and organised who can, with the right approach and with the right structure, provide you with dogs, and we will do that for you, and also provide you with some training programs if you require help in training programs. We have obedience clubs, agility clubs, trainers at the highest level, bringing dogs up to a really high level. Not dedicated towards assistance dogs, but dedicated towards getting dogs to do certain things at a certain time. And I think they could maybe help with your trainers if you're under pressure of trainers. We certainly can supply individuals and organisations probably close to your area to help you with that. We can also lobby the FCI, which is the International Dogging Fraternity, which we're a member of. And like the Irish, we seem to get a little bit more out of these international organisations than maybe we deserve. We kind of do punch above our weight. So I can certainly, once we get this together and lay it out properly, bring this to the FCI, which is the International Canine Body, and I'll start this November in the Czech Republic by bringing awareness and see if we can get them to have an attitude on that. If we can get them to say this is a worthwhile programme, and it's not only an Irish one, it's an international one, as we heard from the lady from the Netherlands, we can push them hard to have an attitude and to lobby within the European Union for some kind of enforced legislation to make it much easier for these dogs to interact. So, I'm not going to bore you anymore. I just wanted to assure you that the Kennel Club is really interested in what you're doing, and thank you for your voluntary efforts. I'd like to say that we are also all volunteers, all officers of the Irish Kennel Club, including myself. I got my petrol money, by the way, so it's okay. I do the same as you do. I do it because I love it, and I do it because my father did, and we're just committed to it all. So thanks very much, and congratulations, Andrew. I think it's a great idea. Sorry.
I think maybe for a smaller organisation like yourself who just commenced in over the last number of years our own breeding programme, and some of the stock came from really top breeders who became interested personally in charity and donated a pup. Actually, free assistance
PR message, the public message to get out, and it's not just the society or the politicians. You're right. The people who breed pedigree dogs to work in the field or gun dogs or whatever, particularly see that gun dogs are the best kind of one. The one thing that we all dogs are the biggest survivors on the planet. Don't mind man or anything else. Dogs, forget about alligators. Dogs have learned to adapt. Dogs control us. We'd like to think. Some years ago I used to do management consultancy, and I used to say to people, you want to negotiate like a dog. And they'd say, what do you mean? Just say nothing and just get eye contact with the person. Just say nothing. This works so much for dogs. They just keep looking at you and eventually you give them. So people get uncomfortable when you get eye contact with that silence. So this is the thing, dogs want to please. They want to please man, they're a social animal, and no matter what you train them, so long as they think you're pleased with them, they'll do it, and it's reward. And whether it's working one dog in the field, or whether it's a dog trained for drug detection, or whether it's an autism trained dog or a dog colorblind, they want to please and be part of the group. And that's the message. But if we have to get that message back, you know what? I would be proud if I had bred a dog that was used as an autism assist dog or a guide. I would be absolutely proud. I would be singing from the hymn sheet. So yeah, that message, we can get that across to our members in case there's any negativity. Yes?
Actually, dogs are being bred to work. Actually, all dogs, not the
Yes.
all special tasks, because the wild dogs, the wolves, they can do all those things, and the every dog's wild tasks are special ones. So they are being bred to work. So a dog who's laying on a chair all day, that's a poor dog.
That's not a happy dog. A dog that's working is a happier dog because it's getting more attention. It's doing something with people all the time. It's actually a working dog. It's actually a happier dog than a plain domestic dog.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but I also, there's another element of it. Some dogs and people just want companionship. Pure companionship. And one of the nominees for this Golden Paws, I can tell you, was the crossbred type of Yorkshire Terrier. He wouldn't walk from there to there if you paid him. But he gave so much consolation. He filled an empty house for an old woman, and to her, he was a big hero dog. He gave her, and all he wanted was to sit on her lap. Now, nobody's going to tell me that dog isn't worth existence. He may not be working, he may not be contributing to society, but did he give that? He filled an empty house for an old woman.
Companionship is also a job.
Of course it is, yeah. How long have you been married? Do we get a pass?